G'day folks, just thought I'd post an update on the Kelly and Lewis electrolysis progress. This is the first time it's been out of the tank in a while. There's a lot of flaky stuff and a little bit of flash rust because it's been off and sitting for a while, but you can see all the rust in the water galleries is starting to come apart, or at least where the electrode reaction can get to. Very deep pitting. I'm just hoping up in there where there's a wall between the combustion chamber and the cooling galleries hasn't been compromised. That was my only other concern, that the rust would be so bad it's compromised integrity of the head or the block. But yeah, the valve spring collets and everything are coming loose, so that's good. I'm just going to give this a scrub and then chuck it straight back in for another long run. Probably rotate it and clean it upside down or something. So that's good. The rest of the engine still needs to be stripped, but that's alright, that's preserved in inox. And yeah, the tank's been going quite well. I could even throw it in reverse and clean these plates actually. Reverse the positive and negative with a piece of scrap metal suspended in the middle, and essentially you run it in reverse and clean the plates. I'll just hook that up and show you how to do it. There we go. A couple of bits of scrap photocopier chassis, long through bolt and a piece of timber. It's all just welded together. It does hit the bottom of the tank, but I'm going to pull it up a bit like that and just put a G-clamp or a pair of vice grips on there with the positive lead so it doesn't touch the bottom of the tank. All this is isolated electrically from the tank itself, which is steel. But yeah, I narrowly missed out on a 2,000 pound or almost 1 metric ton photocopying system today actually, or yesterday I think. Came from a local printing place, and I made it the scrapyard, put it aside for me and everything, and then one of the young guys gets on the forklift and chucks it straight in the big steel bin. Bugger it. Apparently this thing had a touch panel on it the size of a normal computer monitor, so I could have actually used that. But yeah, I don't know what I'd do with a photocopier that's probably 6 times the size of a full colour Canon CLC 1150 and then weighs 3 times as much, but it would have been fun. But it doesn't matter, you can't win them all. It would have been a YouTube first though, a complete disassembly video on a 1 ton photocopier, but there is a very big package type air conditioner coming soon, so I'll probably get that to play with. It'll be 3-phase, but apparently it's probably about 8 feet by 8 feet in diameter. Really neat. Okay, this is cleaning mode for you. We've got a piece of scrap metal in the middle of it with the positive lead on it as a sacrificial anode now, and the part to be cleaned and saved, it has the negative lead on it, the cathode. So the former anode plates are now the cathode. I only do this when you're cleaning and only use scrap metal for it. If you hook it up wrong with a good part that's being cleaned and you end up with your positive lead on that part, you will probably do some serious damage. You just rust the crap out of it again. So let's turn it on and see what happens. Probably a bit of current drain. Not bad, 20 amps, just under. Yeah, I'm happy with that. It's only as good as your connections are. That's the thing, the better the connections are, the more current you'll pull. So that's working, it's bubbling up. As they get cleaner it'll work better. Stripping all the zinc off it immediately. The more reactive the metal is, the faster it will break down. Apparently carbon arc rods or EDM graphite is the best stuff if you don't want rust and shit coming off your anodes, but it's expensive. Never use stainless steel again. You don't want a toxic solution of hexavalent chromium building up in your tank. Then it becomes a major EPA issue, probably even more major than handling refrigerant. Once you get into toxic waste territory you're in big trouble. But yeah, this thing's working quite well. And this power supply just needs a bit more finishing work done on it. All the fans are screwed and siliconed in so they're not moving around or vibrating. There's a few places to screw into, so I've just put dabs of silicone in the corners. That one there's no need. Someone asked me if it was a Mitsubishi, but it's not. It's a Malco Technorex, Japan. I don't know what a Mitsubishi one looks like, but they're probably very similar anyway. Fans are fans. Nidec Beta SL, they're not bad. Still made in China though. Yeah, that's all in. It's not going anywhere. Just going to finish wiring it all up. incredibly humid today. I've got the big air conditioner on just as a bloody humidity remover. But yeah, needs a clean again. Definitely needs a clean. That's nasty. That's only after a couple of weeks. Yeah, at least you can still see through the filter. I did let it get pretty bad once and you couldn't see through it. Okay, the head's cleaning up pretty decent. Hell of a lot of rust coming out. That should give you some idea of the size of the rust chunks that are coming out of the cooling galleries. Pretty serious stuff. But it doesn't look too bad. I mean, it's not rusting through outside of the gasket area. Yeah, I just realised something really interesting. This head has a inset combustion chamber. Like, that's machined as one piece, like a cylinder on a lathe, and then it's set into the head. I was trying to work out what these long rods are next to the brass through-bolt tubes are, and they're actually bolts or something. They go all the way up into the top of the head, and if I'm lucky I might find the tops of some screws in there. But you can see an outline around it too. It's on an oval shape, and they obviously press that in or bolt it in, and that's the combustion chamber and valve assembly. So it's not a one-piece head. There's definitely a lot of rust coming out of it. Yep, got to get all that crap out and chuck it back in the tank again for a bit more. It's interesting that can come out though, so if it is compromised or rusted through somewhere, there's a bit of a hope of saving it. You could try and knock it out and repair inside the head, because normally that would be inaccessible. I'm just pulling the valve springs off before I put it back in again. They're held in with little wedges from the retainers. It's still got little rubber valve stem seals on it. I noticed something funny when I was cleaning this one up. I thought it said Ford at first, and I had to look a bit closer, but it says F-O-M-O-C-O, not Ford, but it's the same thing, Ford Motor Company, FOMOCO. So they run Ford valve stem seals on these engines. I believe that'd be a factory thing. I mean, commonly available, cheap, buy them by the million when you're building engines like this. They could be aftermarket. Somebody might have fitted them after the old ones chat, but I don't know. They're old enough to be factory fitted. This engine's from the 1950s, and the original one, the 3AO, was made in the 1930s, I think. Still overhead valve, but yeah, this is a KBD, so it's a little bit newer, 1950s. But yeah, valves are well and truly stuck. I gave them a quick tap with the nylon hammer, but they weren't moving. So I'll let it work a bit more. Oh, it's cleaning up nicely now. Water's changed colour a bit. I'm going to go and pick up a 5 kilowatt metal halide exposure lamp system from the junkyard today. I just got a call saying the printing place that got rid of the giant photocopier also got rid of one. So that'll be something to play with. 5,000 watt drop lamp. No, you get serious UV burns, like instant sunburn when you get exposed to something like that. They're actually quite dangerous. Your average stadium lighting bulb's only 1200 watts a piece. 5,000 watt metal halide's just, yeah, obscenely powerful. So I'm going to let this stew for a while and I'll get back to it later. Thanks for watching.